Hey y'all, it's over at Mazana's Way Station. We're gonna go live. I know it's late, but it's way too hot. And I didn't want my phone to get so hot that it freezes the video or shuts off, so that's when we're late getting on. Y'all just remember that Mexico, rumor has it Mexico's opening the borders back up August the 24th, not this Monday, but next Monday. And y'all also remember that if your son or daughter has a horse and the finals are coming up, please hang on to that horse. Don't send them to the sale barns to let the kill pen buyers pick them up, because 99.9% of the time, that's where they're going. It's really hard on a horse to go through a sale barn because there's a lot of loud noise. They're stressed out. And if they load them trucks to go to a kill pen lot, say from Arkansas to Texas, from Texas, wherever, that's a lot of riding on that horse. They don't get fed every day. All they do is they put hay and water out for them. That's all they do at these kill pen lots. I'm not going to lie to you about it. Stroud, Oklahoma is what they do until you save them. And then you pay $20 a day. They'll feed them and make sure they got fresh water at $20 a day if they have to stay until you go pick them up. But you pay that $20 a day, trust me. But a lot of these other feedlots, it's hay and water. I watched Bowie Texas Livestock the other day. He's got a lot of horses he's not going to put on his page. They get picked up this coming week or next week, he said, to go to Mexico. They're going to come pick them up and send them to a holding facility. And then when Mexico opens up, they're all going to go. So all I'm saying is, y'all know the finals are coming. Instead of holding on to the horse, y'all are probably going to send it to the sale barn. Well, y'all are repeating the whole entire cycle of getting your kids another horse next year for springtime. And then y'all have to retrain that horse for barrels, poles, barrel pickup, whatever you're going to train it for. I'm going to tell you now, horses do have feelings. And if they've been with your kid from early spring, all summer, and then the finals come, you don't think that horse don't realize, where am I going? Because y'all don't want him to step up for that horse, and y'all don't want to feed the horse through the winter time, because that's all I ever hear is, I don't want the horse on my feed bill. Well, then why get a horse if you don't want it on your feed bill? Why do you think these rescues are overpopulated right now, and this horse sanctuary is overpopulated? Because nobody don't want to step up to feed them. Yes, some people will keep their horses for a long period of time. But if your horse is really bad sick, don't send them to the sale barn, y'all. Just do the last act of kindness for them and just put them down if they're real bad sick, instead of sending them to the sale barn. Then they get picked up by the kill pen buyers and the rescues get them, and it's an ongoing process. And it's very sickening because I watched Kobe's Crew today. They have a holding facility in Pennsylvania that Arkansas don't. But they have a holding facility that the guy, that the dad owns the facility, but the son stays in contact with the lady that does Kobe's rescue. That right there is very sickening, because you see a lot of horses that are sick. And she has to fundraise for these horses, y'all, to get them out of there, because if they don't, the truck still shows up. They still weigh them horses, and they still load them trucks in Pennsylvania and PA. And I know that a lot of you people here in Arkansas, y'all mentioned Kobe's Crew, y'all mentioned all these other horse rescues. I'm going to tell you now, y'all will keep a horse off the truck, but it's more than just that. It's the feed, it's the hay, and it's the vet care. That if a horse needs vet care, where you think it's got to go from the lot, if it's real bad sick, it has to go see a vet. Because you sure don't want it to be really bad sick and you don't know what's going on. And when you get to the vet tries everything he knows to do for it, and you still lose at the end. I mean, yeah, I still feel bad about Goldie, because, I mean, their body may look good on the outside, but it's the inside of their body that you can't see. Yes, I have gotten very lucky about Ginger, and I have gotten very lucky about Miss Betty. And that's what makes it hard when you lose. We're 3 for 3 now, and that sucked. Because we lost the baby donkey that was premature. We lost Blossom that was at the kill pen lot. She died at the lot that when we bought her. And that's how we end up with Goldie. Because they sent me the wrong animal, but they had the same different numbers. I mean, the same numbers, but on 2 different animals. So that's how I ended up with Goldie. And then I was supposed to end up getting the donkey, and she could never find transport for the donkey. And then the donkey ended up dying, but she refunded the money back to us. All I'm saying, I know some of y'all are going to get mad. And that's fine with me if y'all get mad, because all I'm doing is telling y'all the truth of how this stuff goes. If y'all are going to suggest a horse rescue or suggest a horse sanctuary to pick up these horses from the kill pen lots and y'all help get these horses off the truck, then y'all need to find out where they're going to also donate once a month to help with the feed, the care of the feet, and the vet bill. Because I'm going to tell you, it ain't no joke. If I was to tell y'all how much Goldie bills was right now, y'all would probably flip out on me. If I was to just take a picture of her bill, because I mean, I do have it, but I just don't want to post it because it's itemized for everything. Y'all can probably imagine how much her bill is. It's not cheap, and it's not pretty. But, I mean, what else was I to do? Me and Tom had to take her to the vet because she was sick. Dr. Mike tried everything that he could do with her, and then her colon flipped, and we still have her asleep. I guess I can tell y'all how much it is. I'm just going to go ahead and tell y'all how much we're fighting with her bill. Goldie's bill is $5,000. That's with her staying from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And he had to put her to sleep on August 3rd on my birthday. That's how much Goldie's bill is, $5,000. But Dr. Mike had to run blood tests on her. He had to give her Banamine a lot for the pain. Had to give her another pain shot because she's in a lot of pain. He did a lot of tests on her while she was there. He had to do an IV infusion, which was $1,800. He had to do 5 bags of IV fluid on her because she was dehydrated. He had to do a lot. I mean, he did her teeth. It took him over 2 hours to do her teeth, y'all. Her teeth were really, really bad. And he said, April, I've never seen a horse's teeth this bad. It took me over 2 hours to do her teeth. And then he had to stop in the middle of it because they had a cow come in and they had to hurry him do surgery on the cow. And then they had to go back to do her teeth. And then she started colicking in the middle of the second time trying to do her teeth, so he had to stop again. He gave her some Banamine, see what was going on. She had a colic impaction nobody didn't know about. And then he was having to put mineral oil down her into her stomach because her poop was really, really dry. When we got her water, I mean, she had access to water all the time. She had access to the hay all the time. But Wednesday, when she come off her feed and her hay and her water, I knew something was wrong really bad. So I called Dr. Mike's, and I knew he didn't get back till that following Thursday. So that's when we loaded her up and took her because I didn't want something to happen in the middle of the night and she'd be here and not be at the vet's office. And something was to happen up there, they could get all hands on deck and get to her quicker and stuff like that. So that's the reason why I made the choice of what I made to take her. I will not let a horse suffer. I mean, if I had to put him to sleep, I had to put him to sleep, y'all. That's what me and Tom tried to prevent from happening, is trying to put these horses to sleep. We really tried to get them back up. That's where me and Tom and Ms. Lee, we all sit down and talk about it. You know, when we get a horse like Hope, I call Ms. Lee, I said I got to take her to the vet because she's real bad, emaciated, and she just needs to go see Dr. Mike. Ms. Lee said, take her. If that's what we got to do, it's what we got to do. I mean, when we got Jolene, she had to go straight to Dr. Mike's because she ended up having strangles and they popped open and she was still pouring out green stuff and blood. She couldn't come here without getting on some antibiotics. So at the time I had sold enough shirts and cups and tumblers and a bunch of other stuff to pay her bill off. I've tried, that's why I tell y'all we have shirts and tumblers for sale, and I'm pre-selling hoodies. Yes, Dr. Mike is a really good vet. But he also does a lot of research. He learns every day. The reason why I go to him, because he's actually a veterinarian hospital. If a horse or a dog or a cat or anything has to stay there, he can always draw their blood and run it through a machine, and it comes back in 5-10 minutes. And he can look at everything instead of drawing blood and sending it off and waiting a couple days, and then when it comes back, oh, we need to do this. Well, it's already too late, because, you couldn't get, a couple days is too late, and you can't be on top of things. And he likes to go on top of the situation. When you first bring an animal into him, he always draws the blood and does blood work. He'll say, let's see what's going on. So draw blood, do the blood work, run it through the machine, comes back, and it tells him everything in that horse's blood, what's wrong with it. What vitamins are low, what is too high, if the liver enzyme's too high, or something else is too high. I mean, he does a lot, y'all. And that's something I try to get y'all to understand. I just don't use any kind of vet. A lot of vets I don't trust. Me and Dr. Mike and Tom has worked hard together, side by side, on all these horses. That's why I reposted the video again of me and Dr. Mike doing an interview. Yes, I have my work shirt on. That's my McDonald's manager shirt I have on. Yes, I do have a job. Tom has a job. I have a second job to offset for the winter time and to try to get some things done for this winter before it hits winter here in Arkansas. But all I'm saying, if y'all have horses that are older and they're sick, just please do the best thing and call the vet to come put them to sleep. Don't send them to a sub barn and just expect a horse sanctuary or a horse rescue person to pick it up, because they're going to have to take it to the vet, see what's wrong with it anyways. And then that's a couple thousands of dollars to see what's wrong with it, and then you still lose at the end. And it sucks, because you're still left with a vet bill to have to pay. Yes, Miss Ann's Way Station is still stuck with this vet bill. That's why I told y'all, she's passed away. Yes, I still have a vet bill I have to pay. And yes, I told y'all it's $5,000. And I told y'all why. Because he done a lot for her. He worked hard on her. He tried to make sure, he tried everything he could until her colon flipped. And when her colon flipped, he said, April, I can't do anything else because she's in a lot of pain. That's when I, over the phone, made the decision. I'm like, Dr. Mike, put her to sleep. I'm like, if she's in that much pain, just go ahead and put her to sleep. Don't wait till I get off work at 1 o'clock on my birthday. Just go ahead and put her to sleep. Y'all have got to realize it takes more than just rescuing a horse off these trucks. It takes the feed. It takes the vet care. It takes the farrier care. Their teeth have to be done once a year, y'all. Seriously, a horse's teeth has to be done once a year. That's, and like I have 3 girls. Ginger don't have no teeth in the front. Hope don't have no teeth in the front. She's in her mid-30s. Ginger don't have no teeth in the back. Miss Betty has no teeth in the back. So that's why I had to feed them $35 bag of food, because it's easy mash. It has a lot of nutrition in it. It's good for them. And that's how I've got Ginger up. Miss Betty has to eat Strategy. But I soften their feed up. I put water to their feed. Because right now we're not doing alfalfa cubes right now because it's been way, way too hot. So we put the water to their feed, and I let the water set and soak in their feed, and I'm stirred up real good. I put their vitamins in their feed and the electrolytes. I started all of this up, y'all. I just let the pellets break down to where it's just mashed for them to where they can eat. A lot of people ain't going to do that. A lot of people ain't going to take the time to do what me and Tom does, and that's why I try to get my point across to y'all. A lot of horse rescues don't do what me and Tom do. Yes, we make them look good, but we put a lot of hard work into it. We put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this. We really enjoy what we're doing, but I'm just trying to get people to understand it's more than just keeping them off the truck. It's the feed, the hay, and the water we give them every day. We change their water every other day with it being so hot, and I make sure their water tubs are washed out. We keep fresh water in their water tubs every other day. We filled up Hope's last night. We filled up the 350-gallon water tank last night. We did the girls in the back pasture. We washed it out, filled it completely back up. If it's real bad low again today, we'll wash it out tonight and fill it all the way back up. We'll check everybody's water before we leave. And if it's low, we just fill them all the way back up. If it's not dirty. If it's dirty, we'll pour it out or pour out what water's left, get the dirt and spray it out real good, and then we'll give them fresh water. But we do take good care of these horses. I mean, we honestly do. So I just want to remind y'all, the 24th of August, they are saying Mexico borders are opening back up for these horses to go back to slaughter. Y'all really just need to stop and think about the finals are coming. A lot of good horses end up there at the sale barns because they don't want to have to feed them all winter. Well, you know, me and Tom have to feed all these horses all winter. It don't bother me to do that. It don't bother Tom to do that. If people would just step up and get the feed and the hay that they're going to have the winter time and quit sending these horses to the sale barns, because it makes them have a lot of stress when y'all do that, because they don't travel just to wherever. I mean, they can go to Texas. The guy at Fountain Hill gets off his horses from up north and they come down this way. Well, they ride for days on them trucks, y'all, with no feed, no water. And they're cram-packed in there. So if you have a weak horse on there that's went without feed for a very long time and they still end up on this truck, what do you think's going to happen? They go down in the trailer, they get stomped on, they get kicked, they get a lot of things, and half the time they don't make it. When they do make it to the lot, they're probably about almost dead. And it's sad that society has gotten to the way it is about horses. Y'all just rather just send the horse off to the sale barn to make the money because y'all make a quick, fast dollar. Well, it ain't like that. A lot of these horse rescues, yes, I understand, get horses that are adopted out. But half the time, y'all still have to go check on these horses that get adopted out. They can still end up in the wrong hands, but there's a contract when you have to adopt a horse out. I've got 3 contracts here on this property. I've got Poppy. I got Oakley. No, I'm sorry. I just got 2 contracts with Ms. Deb. Equine Network. I got Poppy and Oakley from her because she picked up the phone and asked me if there's any way I take that back. I do have 3 because Hope come from the Equine Network too. So I got Hope and Poppy and Oakley that I've signed paperwork on. The reason why Ms. Deb made me do that is because even though she knows I take good care of Poppy, she knows I take good care of Hope, she knows I take good care of Oakley, that's the protocol, because it states in this, in the contract that you're still reliable, you're still held accountable for their vet bill, you're still held accountable for feeding them, you're still held accountable for taking care of them every day. When you cannot sell the horses that have a contract. They can't go nowhere. And if she finds that you try to sell them, well, she can take you to court. I send pictures of her, and she watches these lives all the time too, so I will let y'all know that. Ms. Deb from Equine Network will watch my lives, so she knows how Hope looks, she knows that I still have Poppy, she knows how Oakley looks, and she'll tell you if she could ever get on live, and she'll tell you, you know, we do good. Me and Tom, we really do good. We try to get them up, look good. Yeah, Hope's in her mid-30s. I mean, you're taking a chance. Rather, if they're in their mid-30s, Ginger's in her mid-20s, Miss Betty's in her mid-20s. It's all about, I stood and took the chance to try to get them and see if I could get them back up. Ginger, she had a really strong spirit, but there was times she wanted to give up, y'all. I'm not going to stand here and lie to y'all about it because her body hurt probably a lot. Her body had to adjust when we started feeding her a little bit of good feed. She didn't know how it felt anymore to have really good feed flowing through her body and her veins. I slowly started giving her good vitamins. I mean, we did a lot of work with her, and then like this winter, it got bad one night, so we had to put on 2 blankets on her just to make sure she stayed warm because she had body fat on her, but not enough to sustain what I needed her to. And yes, she had hay in her stall, and yes, we made sure she had plenty of water and all that. But all I'm saying, yes, I do blanket these horses when it gets down to 15 degrees at night. When it gets down to 20, if they're older, yes, I'll blanket them. If they're younger, I won't, because they have enough hair and skin and they can go without a blanket till they get down like 15. When it gets to 15, yes, I will blanket them. That's why me and Tom has asked for donations for a lean-to. We gotta get a lean-to up. I know I've asked donations for the vet bill. That's why I'm gonna come on out and told y'all it's $5,000. I haven't called and seen if anybody's donated anything to Dr. Mike's because I just don't want to get the mindset, get my hopes up that nobody hasn't donated to it. So that's one reason why I haven't called, but I will call this week and pay on it some more. I did go by and talk to the restaurant lady today. We're going to come up with something. She's going to try to come up with something to we can do something like a little fundraiser or something. So don't think I'm not trying, because I am trying. It just takes a minute to get stuff going and get everything going. So I don't want y'all thinking I'm just not trying to do, but I'll tell you I'm going to do. There's a lot of things that y'all don't see me do when I'm not on camera. But I'm just letting you know I have went by and talked to her today before I went home when I got off. I went by and stopped by and talked to her today, and we sat down and talked. So that's what she said. And that's why I tell y'all Dr. Mike's number is area code 501-556-5355. And I told you they're open till midnight because they're veterinary hospital. So if they get any kind of emergencies in, they're there to help with emergencies or whatever. Just remember, the pipeline is going to open back up the 24th. That's what the rumor is. That's what I've heard for two different lots. I've watched the videos, and that's what they've said on the videos. They're not hiding it from nobody. They're telling the truth about it. And remember, the finals, Arkansas State Horse Show starts up in September. If you don't have nothing after that, I know there's going to be finals going on everywhere else. And that's when these horses start going into the pipeline. They start going to the sale barns after when their kids have rode it for the last time. And it sucks to watch it happen like that. But this has been an ongoing cycle for a long time. And just trying to get people to keep the horse that they got for their kid. And because people just think horses are stupid when they're not. And they don't think they have no feelings. They do. They don't think they love. You know, when a horse has been at your house or your place for 6 months, close to a year, they don't understand what they done wrong. And that's what sucks, because they do know where they're at in a bad place. They know when they're in a real bad situation. They know they don't want it. They don't need to be there. They know when they load these big trucks to go to Mexico. They know their life is finna to end, y'all. And then they know their life is finna to end if they go to Canada. They know if they don't get saved. They know their life is done over with that particular day when they start weighing and tagging them. So I will tell you now, Oklahoma Stroud, she's been doing real good. There's been a lot of horses saved from her. She does tell the truth on the videos. She tells as much as she knows what's wrong with them. She tries to prepare you so you know that you're going to have to take that horse to the vet. If it's got an enlarged knee or something wrong, take it to the vet. And she'll advise you of that. Or if she thinks a horse is pregnant because it's starting to bag up, she'll say, hey, you need to go take it to the vet, get a vet confirmation, see how far it's bagging up. A lot of times if a horse is already bagging up, then y'all know it's supposed to have a baby in a day or two, or 24 hours from that. So I'm going to turn this over to Tom and let him talk to y'all.
Hey, how y'all doing? Y'all doing all right tonight? Yeah, my hair looks pretty cool, don't it? Sticking up everywhere. I've been sweating all day today. It's been hot. How y'all been doing today? Y'all been doing okay? I know it's been hot. How's your animals doing? I worry about your animals kind of more than y'all do. I worry about them because they don't know how to talk. They do know how to talk. You just got to read their body language. I see a lot of animals getting abused since we've had this sanctuary. We have people reach out to us all the time. I've been by a few of them. They've asked me to go by and look at some and recommend some different stuff. Change feed on one. electrolytes on one because it quit sweating. It's just different stuff. I see a lot that goes on in the world now since we are a rescue sanctuary. A lot of people have recognized me. Don't have the signs on the car, but they see me and they reach out to me. And, you know, I just ask everybody, if you know somebody that's got an animal, go by and check on them. Look at them, make sure they're doing good. This heat will kill them in a heartbeat. Make sure your chickens have got plenty of water. Give them some electrolytes, because this heat, you'll see them panting. You'll see a chicken panting. They'll spread their wings trying to get cool. And it's just unbearable heat right now. And, you know, make sure they got a fan blowing on them or something to keep them cooler, because they need all the help with all them feathers. Put feathers on y'all and y'all burn up too. You know, it is rough. I ain't gonna lie. For animals that's got thick fur, animals that have feathers, you know, it's unbearable. You know, we just got to try to make them comfortable as possible. Flick, when she gets real hot, she will come up here if we're outside like we are now. She hasn't come up yet, but she probably will here in a little bit. She'll want me to go back there to the water trough, turn the water on, and spray her down, because that cools her off, and then she can rest at night. Because she gets hot, you can hear her blowing through her nose, and if she's breathing real heavy, she'll breathe partly through her mouth too. And it is rough on this heat situation on these animals. You know, people can get an AC. We got AC in our house, okay? We don't turn it on. When the animals get hot, we're hot, okay? I want to feel what they feel. That way I can connect better with the animals. People call me crazy all the time at work. Why don't you have air? I got air. I don't turn it on. That's my choice. Yes, I know. That sounds crazy. But, you know, it's the way I am. That way, if I get super hot and gets to the point I can't breathe, I need to check on the animals. And that way I'm connected with them closer than, you know, somebody that's in AC, because they're sitting back enjoying the AC and the animals sitting out in the heat just cooking. And I much rather cook with them. That way I can, if I get real hot and need more water, then I need to go check on them, because they're probably needing more, because they got fur and feathers. So I've got to make sure that they got plenty of liquid to take care of them. So April is really worried about the horses that are fixing to go through the finals on the rodeo days, because a lot of people have been talking already about getting a better horse, getting rid of one. It bothers her, because I'm going to tell you, the line of work we're in, we feel the horse's pain. The horse is asking, what did I do wrong to be able to have to leave and be on a trailer and then be stuck with 500 horses in a big old corral and getting kicked on, and then going in a loud auction and getting auctioned off, and most of the time It's the kill buyers buying them because individuals ain't gonna buy them. Now Flick, she's been in one family her whole life. Flick's older horse. How old is she, April?
She's in her mid-20s.
She's in her mid-20s. And she's been raised up with the whole family all up till, we've had her, what, 3 years now?
We've had her 8 years.
8 years, I'm sorry. We've had her 8 years. We've brought her back healthy now. She was a little bit unhealthy when we got her, but, you know, she wasn't bad. But she knows how to run barrels, poles, all of it. She knows parades. We've had her in parades. And you can ask Brianna. Brianna's rode her. Brianna says she's a crazy horse. She's fast on her feet. Even though she was older, she's still fast on her feet. She knows her job because she's been trained like that, just to work. And she took care of the kids. They went in a pond. They got a pond, and they would jump off her back. She's so laid back, it ain't funny. She's a good horse. But the kids all got older and moved off, and then that wound up, we wound up with her. So, you know, that they kept her for a long, long time, okay? And that's what you need to do. You need to keep one for a long, long time. If you know somebody that's fixing to start barrel racing or something like that, and you got one that you want to upgrade, you want to get a faster one or a bigger one or whatever, find a family that has got a kid that wants to get started in barrel racing. Work out a deal with them. Keep the horse and work out a deal with them. And let them learn, let the other kid learn on it. And, you know, once that kid and that horse learn one another, it'll do the same thing for your kid. So, think about doing that. You know, find somebody else that's wanting to get another horse, or a kid wanting to get started in it. You know, by all means, try to keep the horse though, or find another family for it, and then check on that horse. You know, keep in contact with them, make sure they're doing the horse right, and and when you win money off the horse, put that money back into the horse. The horse is really what won the money, okay? I know you was on the back, but you need to reward the horse because the horse does all the manual labor, okay? Yeah, you can keep like $5 and go buy you a drink or whatever, but, you know, the horse, if it wasn't for that horse, you wouldn't have been there. And you got to look at it that way. And, you know, that's a good way to look at it, because if you did not have that horse and it was that good a horse and it got you first place, then that horse deserves everything. And that will help you in the long run of learning responsibility. And I'm not saying that y'all don't have responsibility. Don't get me wrong. I'm not pointing fingers at anybody. I'm just saying, don't get upset or anything like that. People have reached out to me, okay? And the people that has reached out to me, they were in that situation. So, but they come to us and asked us, and we told them the right way. So, just take care of the animals the best of your ability. It's always good to have a checkup done on the horse, because you don't know what is going on with that horse. A horse can be healthy one minute and sick the next. And then all he can be is a mosquito bite. Can make it go south real quick. And you know, Arkansas's got a lot of mosquitoes. Mississippi's got a lot of mosquitoes. Everybody's down south's got a lot of mosquitoes. And these horse flies are bad too. So, you know, fly spray. Use it. Just bathe them in it almost if you have to. Just pay attention to them. Make sure the flies and everything's staying off of them if they're real bad. And the fly spray is not working, just stand out there with them and wait until them horse flies land on them and then get them, kill them. And mosquitoes, same way. I've been out here with Flick, all of these, and the girls up front, I've been killing flies after flies after flies. Fly spray ain't working. So I'm out here killing flies. I look like a crackhead killing flies on horses. Because I'll jump from one horse, Samson now, I've killed 5 of them off of him today. And, you know, it's a lot of work. And I don't mind it. I don't mind sitting out here in this sun and the heat and killing horse flies or killing mosquitoes because I'm trying to protect the babies. I don't want them getting sick. And flies and mosquitoes carry all kinds of diseases. So just keep that in mind, okay? And, you know, and for the ones that sit there and win big money, treat your horse, okay? Treat your horse. Give your horse a present. You know, them little treats. And show it appreciation. The horse will appreciate it and do more for you, okay? These horses we got out here, they appreciate us. Because we do a lot for them. Yeah, I don't need to be out there swatting flies all day. I could be in the AC, but I don't like that idea. I'd much rather be out here sweating with them and paying attention to them and watching them eat grass and talking to them and petting them and talking to them about sweating like a, you know, all get out. And I'll walk them over to tell them, let's go get a drink of water. And, you know, they say you can't lead a horse to water. I can lead them to it. And then they'll look at me like, I don't want none. I can take my hand with water on it and put it on their lips. And next thing you know, they're starting to drink water. Well, guess what? Old Flicker just showed up. She want me to spray her down. She's wanting me to pay attention to her. But you know, we appreciate y'all very, very much following us and, you know, spreading our word. We don't know, me and April don't know everything, okay? I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say we know everything. We don't know everything, okay? I'm not going to tell you that. I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't know everything. I learn every day. And, you know, and that's what you got to do. I mean, if I don't know, I'm going to ask. And I'm going to tell you, sometimes Pallone gets agitated at us because we'll ask him questions. But in the long run, he'll tell you that he's worked with us for a long time and we do everything he says. And it works out. So, you know, we just try to pass it on. Y'all probably know half the stuff already. That's great. I'm glad you do. But, you know, I just got to put it out there for the ones that don't know. And, you know, it's just, I don't want to see no more horses really going to the slaughter pipeline. I really don't. If everybody would just pitch in and work real hard and try not to take your horse to the auction. I understand if, you know, you can't find somebody to buy it, then come down on the price. the horse deserves that much. It's not a money pit, okay? You're not going to get rich off of selling a horse, okay? Because the well-being, the well-care, and all that. It's a fun hobby is what it is. You're taking care of another animal. It's just like you taking care of your mom and dad and whatever else. You're not going to get anything from the auction sending your parents or your kids to the auction. You ain't going to get the money. So just kind of watch for people that need a horse and, you know, work out something with them and, you know, keep in touch with them after the deal goes, and just, you know, pass it on, just work it like that. That way, the horse is not going to the slaughter pipeline. We don't want to see no more horses go to the slaughter pipeline. I understand the older horses, people like don't want to put up with them, old age and stuff. Find somebody that's got a field that don't want to mow it no more. And, you know, if they got a fence around it, say, hey, can we use your pasture, your old pasture here, and just mow it one time, get the grass growing, and just let it graze there, and then y'all go by and check on it. Then the person don't have to mow it. These are lawnmowers right here, okay? That's all they are is lawnmowers. You just make sure they got water, electrolytes, and make sure they got their shots, fly spray and stuff, and make sure their teeth are done, their hooves, and their lawnmowers. I mean, you actually spend less using them as lawnmowers than you do buying gas for your lawnmower and mowing all the time. I'm going to tell you, and you get fertilized too. You got to look at it that way too. You get fertilized because the fertilize, whatever they eat comes out. So, you know, it's always good to look at it because whatever goes in comes out as fertilized, okay? Just letting y'all know. So, I'm going to get off here because it's getting late and I'm fixing to have to take care of horses and get ready to feed. Flick's over here wanting me to spray her down and get her wet. So, I'm going to get off here and I'm going to hand you back to April, but if you don't mind, remember, we need some donations. We got vet bills. We got hay we got to buy. You know, we got a lean-to we need to build. I'm not expecting everybody to sit there and pay for it. I'm going to pay for a part of it too. All my money goes into these horses. And, you know, it's that way. People are not going to get rich if they do it the right way, like we are. If anything, you go in the hole because doing them correctly and rehabbing, it takes a lot of time, money, because you got to take it to the vet and see what's going on. So I'm going to wrap this up. I want y'all to have a good night, and I will see y'all probably tomorrow evening. We're going to I want to do it a little bit earlier because it's 9:03 now. I don't like talking this late because I'm cutting into my chore time. So I'm going to get off here. Y'all have a good night. And just keep in mind, if you know somebody that's got a horse they're fixing to take to a sale barn, talk them out of it. See if y'all can help them find somebody else that's got a kid fixing to start riding. And see if y'all can work out something. And be sure you give plenty of electrolytes for your horses and make sure the water's good and clean. If you won't drink from it, the horse don't need to drink from it, okay? Just remember that because I'm going to tell you, y'all seen me drink from the water trough before. So, here's April. Y'all have a good night, and we'll see y'all tomorrow.
Hey, y'all. So, Another thing I'm going to bring up, if you know your horse is not rideable and you take it to the sub bar and y'all drug it up and then somebody pays $5,000 for it, the next day they're going to find out that that horse is non-rideable. So please don't be doing that, because you can get another person hurt seriously bad by doing that. I will say we are pre-selling hoodies still. So if y'all would like to purchase a hoodie, just message the page and I will let you know how much they are, and I'll write your name and number down, your address. Yes, I'll be more than glad to mail it to y'all if y'all live out of state. I have no problem doing none of that. We also have shirts and tumblers for sale. So, like I said, I've got stuff to offset. It's just nobody ain't wanting anything right now. I understand the economy's down. But that's another reason why I went and picked up another job myself. Doing this horse sanctuary, this is a job in itself. So I actually work 3 jobs. Tom actually works 2 jobs. So I'm off tomorrow from both my jobs tomorrow, so I can rest up a little bit. But like I said, if I'm off from my other jobs, I'm not always off over here with the horses, because this is where we spend a lot of our time. Like we told y'all before, we don't go back home until almost 11:30 midnight and get into bed. 12:30, 1 o'clock. Sometimes it's earlier than that we can get into bed. But it all depends on what we have to do before we can get that far to go home. But the heat index today got to 111 in Arkansas, and it's been really hot here. Tomorrow's not going to be much better, so that's why we have to wait so late till it cools down to be able to feed the horses that need to eat, because they, like I said, they don't have no teeth in the back, or they don't have no teeth in the front. Because Miss Betty can't really eat hay, but she tries to, but she'll get the flavor out of it and then spit it out in balls. So she gets fed twice a day. She does graze the grass real good. So, I mean, she's got the grass out there to graze on it. So, like I told y'all, Dr. Mike Palone's number is area code 501-556-5355. Even though Goldie is no longer here, we still owe a vet bill. That's why I'm trying to tell y'all, doing this horse sanctuary rescue, you don't come out ahead. I know these bigger rescues are, we make all this money. That's a negative. The only way they're doing it is because they're able to adopt horses out. Or if they can't adopt a horse out, they put her to sleep. I'm just being straight up honest about it. I'm not naming no names, but they don't take the time to do what me and Tom do. A lot of these rescues won't take the time to do what me and Tom do. Me and Tom actually believe in giving these horses a second chance at life. As long as they are willing to fight, we'll fight with them. If they don't want to fight, we still fight for them. Y'all have to realize, we are the horses' boys every day. We love on all these horses every day. We care for these horses every day. And they appreciate it. All these horses know they was in a bad spot at one time. Like I said, some of these horses that we got, they never knew what love was. They were unsure because they never been loved on like that. But now I'm going to tell you what, they enjoy a lot of the lovings now. They'll come right up to you, let you love on them. Talk to them, they'll stand beside you, you can love on them. And they'll put Jolene, she's a mess. She's only 9 months old, y'all, but she's a big mess. She got taken away from her mom way too early. And she's going to be a big girl when she finally gets all the way out like she needs to be. Me and Jolene, we've gotten real close. River and Tom has gotten really close. They've just picked, who they really want to be with. I mean, Jolene will go put her head on Tom's shoulder sometimes and love on him, but she don't stay very long with him, not as long as like River does. But River, she really loves Tom a lot, and Tom loves her. Can't wait to see how big she's going to be. She turned a year old in July. So, like I said, when we go take her to go get her teeth done, I'm going to make a point to be off that day to video the whole entire process, live the whole entire process, so y'all can actually see what it takes to get their teeth done, so everybody understands. Like I said, me and Tom are very transparent, about as transparent as we can be. We're not going to hide nothing from y'all. We're not going to lie to y'all about nothing. So I really appreciate everybody that follows this page a whole lot. And I really, really appreciate every one of y'all. I mean, we're up to 570 people If y'all just share this page and just tell your friends about this, if they want to come on live and watch it, that's fine too. I don't care. I just reposted Dr. Mike's interview with me today, and it's almost got over 300 views already on it. So I know people are watching it and understand that I do have a vet. You don't see a lot of horse rescue sanctuaries do that. I don't know why, but I'm just being straightforward with y'all so y'all know that we actually have a vet and how long we've been with him for a long time, so everybody knows. And like I said, Dr. Mike's number is area code 501-556-5355. We also have t-shirts and tumblers and hoodies I'm pre-selling for them. So like I said, if y'all want anything like that, just let me know. I'm going to try to get coffee cups here soon, probably sometime in September. If y'all drink a lot of coffee, I'll get coffee cups out. And if y'all would like to purchase one, let me know. Send the money through PayPal, and I'll be more than glad to mail it to you. If y'all live out of state, I have no problem doing anything. If anybody wants a shirt, tumbler, anything, I don't mind mailing it to y'all at all.
Oh, we also got a chiropractor.
Oh, we have a horse chiropractor, but it's been too hot, y'all. It's been really, really hot. But I will get him out here when it cools down and let him adjust a couple of horses and let y'all see that. I mean, horses do need to be adjusted. That's why there are horse chiropractors, and a lot of people just don't think about it.
And he did Flick.
He's done Flick and Whiskey, and he's done Cheyenne when we first got Cheyenne. Cheyenne was unsure of it. He's done Pepper. He said Pepper was real good. But the new horses, I'll get him to come and adjust. Probably the older girls that like Esther and Angel. And probably do Samson and make sure he's not out anywhere, but he's a big boy. So I hope y'all have a really good night. We'll see y'all tomorrow, and thank you for following Miss Anne's Way Station. Thank you for sharing our page, and we really do appreciate every one of y'all, and we really appreciate all the donations that we have been getting in. I just hope y'all truly understand when we tell you that we will let a bill go before these horses go out with any kind of food. We do have a Chewy account. We also have an Amazon account. Y'all can order from that, and I've told y'all that a lot of times. Y'all can order from that. It don't bother me. It'll come to this address. So I hope y'all have a wonderful night, and thank you for following Miss Anne's Way Station.